The ordination of women is not possible. In this era of gender equality, this official statement from the Catholic Church sounds jarring to many modern ears. If women can do anything men could do, and let's be honest, women often do it a lot better anyway, how can the church justify barring females from the priesthood? Well, there is several reasons for this. First of all, it has been the custom that men serve God as ministerial priests from the very beginning of salvation history in the Old Testament. Men from the tribe of Levi were asked to be priests in the Old Testament, and Christ continued this tradition by only choosing men to be priests in the New Testament. According to the Catechism, the Lord chose men to form the college of the 12 apostles, and the apostles did the same when they chose collaborators to succeed them in their ministry. The church recognizes herself to be bound by this choice made by the Lord himself. Another reason why men and not women are admitted to the priesthood is that it is consistent with the church's understanding of the symbolic nature of the priesthood itself. We are all familiar with the common analogy of Christ, the man, the bridegroom, and the church, the woman, the bride. This analogy is as old, if not older, than the church itself. Priests, in many ways, are extensions of Christ himself and act in persona Christi, or in the person of Christ, when they perform certain sacraments like the Sacrament of Reconciliation and the Most Holy Eucharist. It would be an improper analogy for a female to step into this role because that would place her in a mystical marriage involving two females, herself, the priestess, and the church, known as the bride. Obviously, a marriage involving two females goes against the very nature of what Christ intended for the sacrament of matrimony and wouldn't even be a real marriage at all. The priest is also understood to be a spiritual father. The role of an actual father is to take care of his children, to take care of his wife, and to provide for the household. And in the Old Testament, originally, the fathers of a household were to act as priests before the Levitical priesthood, the ministerial priesthood, was established. And so to ordain women would be to skew this deep meaning of the spiritual fatherhood of the priesthood. Catholic Answers puts it nicely when it says, by natural law, only women can give physical life by serving as mothers. By supernatural law, only men can give spiritual life to the faithful by serving as priests. Women have the privilege of being intimately associated in the giving of life through birth, and men have the privilege of being intimately associated in the giving of life through the priesthood. If you've made it this far in the video and you're enjoying, why not hit that subscribe button down there? As a Bible Belt Catholic, my aim with this channel is to explain the teachings of the church in a really clear and concise way for Catholics who maybe want to brush up on the faith, and then especially for Protestants who maybe are believing a lot of misconceptions and lies about what the church is. And so I want to show you that what the church actually teaches is not as scary and out there as you think it is. So if either of those things appeal to you, subscribe to my channel and let's keep going. Okay, so women can't be priests, but what are their roles in the church? It seems to some that the female sex has been sidelined by the church, and they're an oppressed demographic within Catholicism. But as a Catholic woman myself, I can tell you that this could not be farther from the truth. The doctrine of a male-only ministerial priesthood does not imply that the church hates women. Jesus himself talked with women all the time, which was against the custom at that time, and he also gave them great graces, like being present at his crucifixion and being the first to announce his glorious resurrection. According to Catholic Answers, the greatest creature and disciple is a woman, the Blessed Virgin Mary. She was born without original sin and is literally the mother of God. With power like that, I doubt she concerned herself with becoming an ordained minister. Even though the world tells us that women can do anything men can do, there are actually specific roles for men and women, and it would be uncharitable to pretend otherwise. Just as it would be detrimental to the health of the body if the eye were to take over the role of speaking from the mouth, it would hurt the body of Christ for men and women to attempt to serve in a way that is unfit for their design and their dignity. Women are not second-class citizens because they cannot enter the priesthood. For the record, most men are not called to the priesthood. Of course, I can't speak for everyone, but as for myself, I feel very fortunate and incredibly blessed to be a woman in the Catholic Church. I love the sacredness and reverence the church shows to women in customs like veiling at Mass, likening us to the tabernacle or the sacred vessels that are used on the altar. Eve, the first woman, was the last creature that God created, and as we know, it got successively better, so it feels great to be kept best for last. We have incredible female role models like the Blessed Virgin Mary, St. Catherine of Siena, St. Therese of Lisieux, St. Teresa of Avila, and we have awesome documents like his masterpiece, The Theology of the Body, and his encyclical Mulieris Dignitatem, or The Dignity and Vocation of Women. For those women that still struggle to feel seen and heard and have a role within the Catholic Church, I think it's good to remember that the church is in the world but not of it. Much of the world is in the hands of the evil one, and godless ideas like gender equality, toxic masculinity, and feminism were likely propagated through his influence. And if his goal is to make women feel oppressed in the secular world, how much more would he want women within the body of Christ or the church to feel this way? So, while judging from the world standards, it may still seem unfair that women are not allowed to be priests, we must remember that we are not to judge from the world standards, but from those given to us by Christ through the church. And if Jesus Christ himself saw fit to appoint only men to the priesthood, we must trust that this was not just an arbitrary decision, but one that is not only good for the whole body of Christ, but for women specifically. If you're a woman and you struggle to find your worth in the Catholic Church, please comment below what are some of your struggles, and I'll do my best to help you out. And also check out this video over here about the most beautiful, wonderful woman that we could ever imitate and who ever lived. She's incredible, and I guarantee you after watching this video, you'll feel much better about being a female in the Catholic Church. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.